gonna let people get in the room before I really talk about the press conference today. I got some time to kill, so I thought the press conference today was a little weird, guys. It started off so good. It was a very like the energy felt really good to open the press conference. It got to a point where I felt chills watching Schotty talk. And you could, if you follow me on Twitter, like what I normally do so that I can formulate my thoughts when I'm doing videos and stuff. Like sometimes I'll tweet. That way I'll have the notes to go back to so that I can remember exactly how it is that I felt. Shout out to the people that are tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button and say hello. Let's not be rude. Let's be, we're family. So say hello so that I don't feel alone. What's up, Dave? What's up, DJ? What's up, man? David Jenkins, how you feeling? So I felt that the press conference started off on a really good foot once they let Schotty open up and he got to really talk about wanting to be the Cowboys coach, wanting to be here, wanting the opportunity, being ready. When he said that I'm ready now, and he had those opportunities at head coaching jobs. What's up, Dwayne Brown? I felt it. I felt it in my bones. I was like, man, damn, that young energy feels really good. We had it with Garrett, but Garrett was more of a presidential candidate. I didn't really feel like Jason Garrett really identified with his players. So when I hear him talking and he's naming the players that are there and all that stuff, and we'll talk about that too. We'll talk about the guys that were there. When he's calling guys by their nicknames, like I felt like I was in that locker room. I felt like I was part of the team, and I felt like I wanted to play for him at that moment. No lie, I felt those things literally in the first 5 minutes. And I said to myself, I see why they hired this guy. I see exactly why they hired this guy. Absolutely right, Dwayne Brown. You said it, bro. And then Gerald Wayne Jones opened his damn mouth. He talked and he sucked the energy out of the room. Pause. Jerry really ruined that press conference today. I felt like Jerry was crashing out. And I feel like they feel the pressure of what us fans are saying. They see the hashtag fire Jerry to GMs. They see what the fans are talking about. The reporters today did an excellent job. Shout out to No-C, Nick Harris, Jane Slater, just to name a few, Clarence Hill. They kept full court pressure on the front office and the coaches. They kept that pressure up, and that made me proud that I do have a voice and that, the people are listening. Also, man, if y'all can hit that like button, man, I appreciate it. I really would appreciate it. We got 63 people watching and 8 likes. So let's get it up because we got to get the message out because we got to keep the pressure up. We have to keep the pressure up. But the questions that were asked today made me feel proud to be a content creator and to be maybe even a fire starter. I don't know that my direct messages are getting to them, but I do know that it's getting to enough of the fans. And we're starting to ask, or we're starting to want to know the answers to things that make sense. Now, what I will tell you is I know what it feels like to be in the locker room. I know what it feels like to coach. I know what it feels like when the locker room dynamic is off. I know what it feels like when the team dynamic is off. I know what it feels like when the order is off, like as far as accountability. I know when people are accountable. I know when people aren't accountable. And Jerry just seemed like he was off his rocker today. I mean, No C asked him about free agency in the Eagles. And my man, look, this is how you know Jerry about to sell you some crap. When Jerry starts a sentence with, when I first bought the Cowboys, or 35 years ago when I bought the Cowboys, or when he go back into that, he go into his memory bank and he gives you an analogy of like trying to sell you on being poor. When he goes into that into those analogies, as in like paying mortgage and all that type of stuff, when he trying to explain the salary cap, I'm just here to tell y'all, Jerry is full of it, bruh. So, my boy, Cowboys fan talk asked me how I feel about Schotty. Like I was just saying, Rome, you wasn't here. I was like, the first 5 minutes of that press conference, bro, I wanted to run through a brick wall, and I felt like they should have just let him speak, but they can't do it, bro. Like Tuck pointed it out earlier. Aaron Glenn did his press conference by himself. I felt like if they had Schotty up there by himself, I think I would feel better about how things were going. But how they set it up and how Jerry just came in and ruined the mood, I was thrown completely off by it, man. I was turned off. I was really turned off, and it let me know how Jerry just kept interrupting. That it's gonna be more of the same probably. The difference is though, with some of the hires and how shoddy is. Oh man, we got 132 people watching, man. Make sure you hit that like button. I think that Jerry's gonna try and intervene, but what we can hope for is that Shoddy and the things that he wants to implement, that he's gonna be able to get the run game. We're gonna get some running backs in here, and the line coach that they're trying to sign, that they're working on right now, the Arizona guy as the OC. I think that we'll probably get a back. If you think about it, you look at Arizona. Arizona went and got some running backs. They went and got they drafted our boy Trey Benson in the last draft. And who was the starter? He wore number 6. I can't even remember his name, but he's a baller. Y'all will tell me. Y'all will tell me. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now. James Conner. James Conner was cooking this year. So I think Schotty is going to go in the direction of the way that I want to when getting a running back. But when Jerry was talking in analogies today and just changed, I mean, he didn't change the subject, but it was like he was having long, drawn out answers and crocodile tears. Like it was like Jerry made it about him and it was about Brian Schottenheimer. So I didn't like that at all. Jerry really cares about what people think about him at this point. Like I think the pressure getting to him. And here's the thing. Here's the God honest truth. And I felt like Jerry was talking to me. I felt like it. Or I feel like he was talking to people who share the same sentiments or people that we have the same thought process. I felt like they were talking to us like, oh, I can manage the cap and I manage it well. Like, and we could absolutely get better at it. Yeah, bro, we've been saying that. I actually felt like Steven wasn't that bad today. I felt like when Nosy asked that question, Steven answer was good. And then Jerry had to just jump in there and say, well, when I first bought the Cowboys, I came in on a jet and then I drove up in a 5-year-old, the dirty Bronco, and how people were like, that doesn't make sense. And to him, it made perfect sense because you can't get everything that you want. And when he said that, I'm like, what do you mean you can't get everything that you want? And he followed up and talked about how he was going to get better at running the cap and all this stuff. And I'm just thinking to myself, does that mean, one, that you're not going to spend money? Or does that mean that when you say you can't get everything that you want, that you chose the cap over winning, or you're choosing the cap over trying to get over? And then he also brought up or being around the rim again. And you know what I'm saying? I think what bothered me a lot about today is that I also felt like I heard the word culture a little bit too much. If you guys watch my channel, you know that I use the word culture a lot. I talk about the culture, talk about how the culture was broken. And I knew that throughout the years, Steven and Jerry, they answered questions about the culture. And they talked about how the culture was just fine and nothing's wrong with the culture. All of a sudden, Schotty's at the interview talking about, I'm going to build the best culture we've ever had, and culture this, culture that, culture, culture, culture. Thought I was listening to a damn Cardi B rap song. Thought it was a Cardi B rap album. Culture, culture, culture. All of a sudden. And I'm just like, man, y'all, at this point, man, I don't know if y'all gaslighting or if y'all trying to get us or trying to appease us. Like, the way to appease the fan base, guys, if you're listening, I know they probably not, but us fans, all I can really do is push out the message. If you're listening, all you can really do is try to win, and I promise we will back it. All these years, like Jerry talked about how the fans were patient. Our patience is growing thin because you guys aren't trying to win. If you guys were trying to win, I guarantee you, you would have a lot to stand on. We would have a lot to stand on. We're at the point now as fans, we can't defend what you're doing right now. We can't defend it. You're not giving us nothing to work. You're not giving us nothing to work with. That's why the fan base is becoming uneasy. That's why we want you fired, bruh. That's why we're tired of your shit, bruh. We're tired of it. I mean, I know y'all. I know y'all. I know you know. Y'all ever feel like when somebody is telling you bullshit and you just tired of their shit, bruh? Like, we're tired of it, dog. We're tired. Like 29 years was brought up. I mean, 29 years was brought up. Oh, let me see something. I'm going to put Sadiqa. I'm going to add Sadiqa as a moderator because I know Sadiqa don't play no games. I even lost my point of thought, y'all. I'm sorry. Lost my point of thought because I thought that the chat was going a little bit crazy. What's up, Eddie B? How you doing? But yeah, Eddie B, man, I was just talking about how Schotty did a very good job at the press conference and early on, and Jerry just kind of ruined it. And the whole mood. And I think that it was more so he was on the defensive a lot. And I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? If you are strong, if you know what I'm saying? If you're going to be ego driven, you can't be sensitive either. You can't be sensitive, bro. If you're going to make these decisions and you're going to say stuff like, can't nobody GM this team better than me and can't nobody do this and I handle the cap and I do it well and stuff, you can't cry crocodile tears and expect us to feel sorry for your old ass. We don't. We don't, bruh. Whoop-de-doo. We feel sorry for the $10 billion owner that don't want to pay coaches and don't want to pay players. Whoop-de-doo. We feel bad for you, bro. No, we don't. We just want you guys to win. We want you guys to want the same things that we want. We want you guys to try. We want you to attempt to put together a championship team. And what you told us today was a little bit of more of the same. More of the same is on its way. Is what you guys told us today. And it's a little disheartening. But what I will say is I like the new blood. I like Schotty. I like some of the things that he said. But, again, you guys put your foot in your mouth and you say stuff like, we wanted Schotty to call plays. He brought up some good things, this and that, and talked about how our offense was old here and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Did y'all forget that we knew you guys wanted Mike McCarthy back? Did y'all forget that? I said that in my video earlier, guys. Look, if you guys want a futuristic point of view of what was going to happen in the presser, I did my video today on the differences between Schottenheimer's offense and McCarthy's offense. And I told you exactly what it is that was going to be said for the most part. I told you for the most part exactly what was going to be said. I knew they was going to sandbag Mike. Here's the thing, y'all. Y'all can't act like this was your first choice. Stop trying to sell us bullshit. Because we are smart. And, you know, we do know what we're looking at. We're smart people. You're trying to sell us something that we don't like we don't know. We know Mike is what y'all wanted. Look at the pool of coaches that y'all pulled together the way that y'all did. Look at how y'all blocked Homeboy. Look at how y'all blocked McCarthy from going to go do another interview. We know y'all wanted McCarthy back. So you can't talk bad about him when you wanted him back. You can't say things like we wanted Schotty to call plays, but then you tried to block Mike from getting interviews and stuff like that. Like, I mean, some of the things were just completely contradictory, and it was, I don't know the word that I'm looking for. I forget the word. I don't know the word that I'm looking for, but I felt like y'all thought we was dumb. Nobody bought today what you guys were saying. Nobody bought it. And nobody was going to buy it anyway. Nobody was going to buy it. Nobody was going to buy it because we need to see some action. You know, it's enough of the words. It was cool today to introduce Schotty to the public as the head coach. But that's just that is what it is. At this point, if you want us to support you and support the moves that you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Put some action behind those words. Put some action behind those words. And then maybe we'll talk. Sadiqa, I liked it. I just didn't like Jerry. I thought Jerry was off. I thought Steven was cool. I liked the questions that the reporters asked. I just thought Jerry kind of ruined it. And I think when you watch the playback, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, it really went from me being just, man, I love the energy. The energy just really made me have chills to here we go again. But yeah, man, I'm here. I got to pick my son up from the weight room. But I wanted to go live and talk about my thoughts on the press conference. I was not that impressed because of Jerry, and Jerry brought the room down. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section if you're watching the playback. And also, please watch my video earlier when I talked the differences of the offenses between Schotty and what Mike McCarthy wanted to do, and why you should be excited for the hire, but also why you should keep a keen eye on things, and why you should really, you know what I'm saying, just keep an eye on things. That's all. You know, keep an eye on everything. But I appreciate y'all, man. We out. Peace.